Go.
Right, here we go. How are we, lads? Righto. All right, let's get into it. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to episode 1 of the Nick from Australia late night footy show. Hope you guys are doing well on this Saturday night. Hope you guys are doing better than me and Sam at the moment. Obviously, Cowboys supporters, not really in a great mood at the moment. And, we're not really pleased about that. But if you guys are new around here, smash the subscribe button. I want to welcome in tonight's special guest for the show. We've got Sam Revel. How are you, Sam?
Hey, matey. How you going? Thanks for having me. Hey, NRL Vids 090. You're probably doing the best out of both of us combined, mate. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. I'm saying, good to crack the 60. I know I'm lucky for Cows, but hopefully next time Cowboys can bounce back. That's what I hope for you guys' sake.
Yeah, let's not talk about the Cowboys just yet. I've already said enough about them. Look, if you guys are new around here, make sure you smash that damn subscribe button. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. The chat's going berserk at the moment. Let's say g'day to the chat. We've got people coming in from every angle. We've got Pete Veretto. How you going, bro? Chamber Videos, Warriors NRL Fanatics. The King is in the house, which is always big news when the King's around. Rugby League History is here as well. How are you, bro? Golden Anime, we got everyone rolling in here. Warriors Fanatics, how are you, bro? Champa, who else is here? Aussie Mozzie, how you going, mates? Golden Anime, Carlos, Jaden, XRP, Benno, and Lachlan. G'day, lads. Now, if you guys are not familiar with the YouTube channel of Sam Revel and NRL Vid 090, make sure you guys go and check out their YouTube channels. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. Lads, what'd you think of Super Saturday?
You go first, NRL Vids.
It was a blowout, to say the least. Oh, yeah. So, all 3 games were pretty much blowouts. I mean, I was hoping for much more closer contests, especially Raiders and close. Manly Bulldogs expected it to be a smashing, and with Cowboys Knights, I thought that would be they'll go down to the wire, but it wasn't the case. And I hope we don't see it again, actually. But what can you do?
Yeah. Sam, what are your thoughts on Super Saturday today? I thought it was shit, to be honest.
It was probably the worst of the year so far, guys. Bulldogs and Manly, though, was not really surprising, even though it was a massive smash. I don't think anyone could have predicted the Titans to win by the scoreline that they did. It's the biggest win in their history, mate. It's the first time the Raiders have lost by 40 points in, I think, 6 years or so. The Raiders are in a massive rut, and I am giving them this much of a chance now. I think their season's still alive, the Raiders, but they got to do it next week against Manly and Manly. And North Queensland, they're still alive, and I think Newcastle are probably the dark horse now that are outside of the top 8 to get into the top 8 come September, mate. I think they're going to come home with a wet sail. Newcastle have got Titans and Broncos in the Hunter coming up in the next month or so. I expect big things from Newcastle, especially the way they performed tonight. But as an overall product, Super Saturday kind of sucked today, man. That was probably a Saturday wasted.
Yeah, look. Honestly, I feel sick watching Super Saturday today. I sat there on my lounge for since 2:40 p.m. this afternoon. I got off my lounge about 9:45. Did my review, got it up. Now I'm doing this show, which is fantastic. Look, Manly Dogs, no shock there. It was a Tom Trebojevic show. Nothing more needs to be said. What was the other game? Fucking Raiders and Titans. I mean, 2 teams that suck, really, really suck. But the Gold Coast didn't suck today. They actually showed something good for once, and the Titans fans are going off their head like crazy, but I think they need to sit back down and shut their mouths because they're not great. And then Knights versus Cowboys, I don't want to talk about it. Kalen Ponga, he can go get fucked. And, not good for us. It's very disappointing. Very disappointing. Not good at all. The chat's going berserk at the moment, but I'd also want to mention real quick as well. If you guys want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. There is PayPal in the description below, and I believe Super Chat is active as well. So feel free to do so if you want to do that. It's completely up to you. But guys, what do you think about Friday night? I mean, Friday night games weren't too bad, were they? Bloody 1 point games, they weren't bad.
At least they were closer. I mean, I think the first game. I think the first game, like between the Dragons and the Warriors, was a good one. I mean, the Warriors, I thought they'd win because they started the game pretty poorly, but they came back with a lot of momentum. They looked good, but just some poor decisions really cost them. I think Chad Townsend's field goal attempt when they were up 18-10 with about 10 minutes to go. I'm pretty sure that was really stupid by Chad Townsend. I don't know what he was thinking there. And then the other bad thing was Adam Finley-Blake, because why would Adam Finley-Blake try to offer the ball when it's like 3 people on him? Like, don't do the impossible. Like, you don't have to do that. So just those small things that cost Warriors in the end, I thought. And with the other game, Eagles and Panthers, well, this was a good game, I thought, because it's the Battle of the West. It's always a anticipated match, and Panthers luckily. So. But Parramatta could have won. I mean, Parramatta were a better side, I'd say, for most of the match. But Penrith, around the end, Matt Byrne luckily got the goal, field goal with the left foot. So I mean, could have gone either way, but Panthers got the win in the end. And it was a good Friday, Friday footy, I thought.
Look, Friday night's games weren't too bad. I mean, Warriors-Dragons was a bit of a scrappy game, and the Dragons came back from the dead when they looked absolutely gone. So the Chad Townsend field goal, I mean, Nathan Brown has apparently come out and said, Townsend thought they were up 6. That's just not good enough. You should know what the score is. If you're a halfback of a team and you're leading, you should know what the score is. You shouldn't be hesitating whether it's a 6-point game or an 8-point game. So Nathan Brown's come out and said that's why. It's not an excuse. It's just ridiculous. And then Panthers versus Eels. I mean, look, it was a scrappy game. I don't think it was a great game of footy, personally. Thought it was a bit sloppy. And Mitchell Moses missed a kick to win the game, which I said Tuesday night when I did the Nick from Australia late night footy show, I guess you could say the premiere of the show. I said Mitchell Moses is not a state of origin caliber player. And guess what? I was right on the money about that, wasn't I? He missed a fucking goal to pretty much win the game. So anyone out there who thinks Moses is a fantastic player and should be in the origin side is completely off their head, because he's not an origin caliber player. It's simple as that. There's a lot of evidence to prove that he's not that great in big pressure moments. Sam, I don't know what you think about Mitchell Moses, but he can't handle the pressure.
He missed his opportunity on Friday night, guys. I thought he was having an okay game, but there were moments where he didn't release the ball. He cracked under pressure, and I'd be choosing Adam Reynolds to partner up Jack Whiten in the halves, bringing Epi Coruscant into the number 14 jersey off the top of my head. But I'd be going Adam Reynolds over Moses for sure.
Lorenz, NRL vid 090. Who do you think should be the New South Wales halves?
Reynolds and Whiten.
I said in the last time I spoke to you, I think I said Mitchell Moses will get the opportunity, but if I was to pick anyone else, I'd go with Adam Reynolds personally. But I think Adam Reynolds sort of handles these sort of games better than what Moses might do. So that's what I'm leaning towards, Adam Reynolds to be the halfback for New South Wales.
Yeah, look, I'd probably go Walker and Reynolds. I think that, and Damien Cook at number 9, obviously that South Sydney combination, and it's very important. We've seen in the origin with Penrith, Luai Cleary and Yo at lock, that combination is really important. And I think with Cook at jersey number 9, I think Walker Reynolds would be the perfect combination. Just got a question here from Full Para NRL Games. How you going, bro? He said, Moses missed 1 goal. Yes, that is true, but let me just go back in time for a minute. Go back to 2017. Mitchell Moses in the semi-final against the Cowboys. Went missing when it mattered most. 2018 against Cronulla when they were down, I think they were down 22-0 or something. The Eels came back. All he had to do was kick the goal to level the game for golden point. Missed that. 2019, semi-final against the Melbourne Storm, went missing in that game as well. And then last year against the Rabbitohs in the semi-final, all he had to do was kick that goal to level the game. Misses the kick to make it 24-all. South Sydney go down the other end, and they ended up winning the game 38-24. And then last night against the Panthers to win the game, and he missed it. So there are plenty of other games where Moses has failed in the big game, in the big moments. So I'm disappointed in Mitchell Moses. I want him to be great. I want him to be a fantastic player, but he just continues to go missing when it matters the most. And if you look at Parramatta, you're not going to win a comp with Moses as halfback. I'm sorry. I'm not saying Parramatta season's over, but what I'm saying is I don't think Mitchell Moses can win the Eels a premiership at number 7. I just can't see it happening. What do you guys reckon?
I agree. I think he struggles in the bigger games, and I don't think he's the guy that can take Parramatta forward to the next step.
Well, I guess the other one is, why didn't Parramatta look at Adam Reynolds when he was off contract and Sean Johnson as well? Why did Parramatta not look at that? Oh, they're so obsessed with re-signing Mitchell Moses. Yeah, I know he's young, but come on. Is he really going to win you a premiership? I don't think so. I don't think he will, but that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, though.
In fairness to the bloke, I think it's been his best season so far. I know he's been injured or was injured for a few weeks there. But I think it's been Moses' best season so far. And he's had to deal with and there's been halves pairings that have been inconsistent. You've had Arthur come in. Dylan Brown's been missing for a little bit. So, I mean, there's been a lack of consistency in the halves. Maybe that might contribute to why he might be going not as well. But I do think it's been his best season so far, Moses, for sure.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We just got a little bit of a donation here from a very loyal subscriber in the name of Golden Anime. He donated $7.99, so pretty much $8. He says, Nick, after that Manly game, it's looking more and more likely the Dogs are going to get the wooden spoon. Faunts. Golden Anime, first things first, mate. Thank you for the $7.99. My thoughts on the Bulldogs getting the wooden spoon. Look, it's probably going to happen. I mean, the Bulldogs and the Broncos, it's probably between them two for the wooden spoon. I can't see the West Tigers going down there because I don't know when the Dogs are going to win a game. And same with the Broncos. So I think you're correct, Golden Anime. The Dogs are probably going to win the wooden spoon. And look, the Manly game was bad enough. Manly absolutely put the sword to them. So not good for the Dogs at the moment. But what do you boys reckon? You reckon the Dogs will get the spoon, or do you think the Broncos will get the spoon? Who do you reckon will get it?
I'll go Bulldogs. They've been a bit worse. The Broncos have been off late, so I'll probably go the Dogs for the spoon, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, I reckon Bulldogs have played better footy than Brisbane so far this year, but then again, they were decimated this week, and they're going to be decimated again next week against the Sydney Roosters, who will come out breathing fire. So I think 6 or 7 players really let down the rest of the team recently. So I hope that they can nab a couple of wins against the West Tigers. They've got 2 games against the West Tigers, the Bulldogs, coming up to round out the year. So hopefully they can nab those 2 wins and send the Brisbane Broncos, or put the wooden spoon up the Brisbane Broncos clacker come the end of the year. So, yeah.
Bulldogs, wooden spoon, confirmed. I just don't see how, it might come down to for and against. I don't know. It might come down to for and against. Yeah, it's hard to say. The Bulldogs got raped today. They got absolutely destroyed. It was hard to watch. I know everyone who... if you're a Manly fan, you probably had a great time like NRL Vid 090 did. If you're a Bulldogs fan, if you're a Bulldogs fan, you're probably putting your head in the friggin' sink you're not happy. You don't want to watch it. If you're a neutral fan who watches every game, you're probably sitting there falling asleep like I was. So, unbelievable. And everyone videoing on so still having a party. I don't blame him one bit. G'day, Jeffrey, in the chat. The chat's going. I keep it up, everyone in the chat. Chat's going really well tonight. It's good to see. Yeah, look, it's going to be interesting to see how this 7 to 12 ends up, lads. Those final 2 spots for the top 8. Who do you guys reckon will make that 7 and 8 spot? The Dragons are sort of getting away from that lob gen. They're trying to cement themselves in that top 8. They're getting thereabouts, aren't they?
Yeah, I think Dragons, for mine, will make the top 8. I think they'll come 7th at least. I think they're enough to get there. So I'll go to get the final center spot on the ladder. And for 8th place, well, I'd say it's between Sharks, Cowboys, and Warriors, in my opinion. And I think the Sharks, I think they'll get there just, but again, I can't trust Cronulla that much, even being fair.
I'm holding out hope on Cowboys, mate. Holding out hope on Cowboys. I don't know about the Dragons. They were out of it for 60 minutes last week on Friday night. And I do think Newcastle will come home with a wet sail, honestly. If they can keep relatively injury-free for the rest of the year, I can see Newcastle nabbing either 7th or 8th. And then as Vidzone I know just said, it's between Cowboys, Sharks, Warriors, Dragons. Who bloody knows? It's all going to come down to the final round, I reckon.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, it's hard to say who's going to finish there because there's so many rounds to go. We don't really know what's going to happen. But I said Dragons and Cowboys in my mid-season review. I'm still going to stick with that. I'm not going to change my mind just because of one really bad game tonight. I know tonight was really bad and there was a lot of poor signs, but I'm not going to put a pen through them just yet. Anything could happen. The Cowboys next week, they might have a chance against South. South's going to have a lot of Origin players out, and I don't think the Cowboys will have anyone in state of Origin the way they're all playing. So might have a shot against South. There'll be no Latrell, there'll be no Gagai, there'll be no Murray, there'll be no Cook, there'll be no Reynolds and Walker maybe. So Joy Arrow might have a shot next week, but who knows? Can't trust the Cowboys. The Cowboys are like the Warriors, I reckon, this year. They're just 1 week good, 1 week bad. You don't know what to get from them. They're both hot and cold. They're very similar. Frustrating to get a read on. Do you boys think the Roosters are any chance this year to do anything? Obviously, they got smashed by Melbourne Thursday night. They got destroyed at the park. Can the Roosters do anything if they make the 8? What do you reckon?
No, I don't think so. I feel like the injuries have really caught up to them. I think you can tell by Thursday night's game that just the injuries and who they have out really impacted their side. I mean, if they had guys like Keary and like Horner, all the other guys who didn't medically retire and if they were all still playing, I think Roosters would be a lot more better. But look, if they're being fed, they won't. I feel like there's much going on there. It's just the squad kind of unbalanced in terms of who's out and who's in. A lot of youth, which is not always a bad thing, but it does make some sort of difference. But they could do something because they have the right players who've been there and done it before. Like Tupou's been there, Tedesco's been there, etc. But I can't see it. I can't really see them doing as much as what they've done before in the finals.
Yeah,
I can't see the Roosters getting past the second week of the semi-finals. Don't take them lightly. There's still some great talent, but I can't see East getting past the second week of the finals.
I can't even see the Roosters winning a final. I can't even see them winning a game in the finals. I mean, if they play the Dragons tomorrow, I'm tipping the Dragons. That's what I reckon. Dragons have been up and down. The Dragons' last 2 wins against Canberra and New Zealand have been very ugly because they came back from 12 points in the final 20 minutes. But the Dragons are getting players back. They're getting the forward pack there. The pack's getting a lot better. And Jack de Bellin's been amazing since he's came back into that side. So I think the Dragons will be a lot better come at the end of the year. If the Dragons make the 8 and they play the Roosters tomorrow in a elimination final, I'm taking the Dragons. I'm telling you, the Roosters are playing with nothing at the moment. They look shot to pieces. Let's just talk about something else. What do you guys want to talk about? We talk about whatever we want. We've got 29 people here at the moment, which is absolutely fantastic. We've been going for 20 minutes, which is good. What do you guys want to talk about? Anything in particular?
These are all my Cowboys.
I can't think of mine.
All my lanyards, and I think this is the worst season so far. This is the worst season so far since I've been a member. With that loss tonight, it is worse. It is a worse defensive record than what they put up last year already in North Queensland.
Yeah, it is.
Drinkwater and Dearden. I might be rubbing off from what the Fox League presenters just said, but there's no creativity in the halves. Our forward pack doesn't have any sort of dimension to them. When they hit the ball up and might bend the line, pop their nose through the line, and they might be able to offload the ball, no one's backing up our forwards. And we're kicking on the third and fourth tackle as if it's our plan A. That sort of stuff needs to be our plan C when we're 4 behind with 4 seconds to go, not when we're 16-0 down with 50 minutes left to play. We look so disorganized, and I think you mentioned it too, Nick, that we don't look like we're trusting each other on both sides of the ball, both in attack and defense. And with the signing of Chad Townsend and Tom Dearden and Peter Hiku, I mean, Townsend went for a field goal when the Warriors were 8 in front. That's not what the Cowboys want coming to them next year, boys. Absolutely bloody not. And Peter Hiku, he can be good. He has been really good for Manly and Warriors, but we also don't have any speed on the edges. One edge. We don't have any speed. We got Felt and Bowen. With all due respect, they are 2 cogs behind when it comes to speed. And we're picking up Peter Hiku as well. He can do some great things, but I wouldn't have gone Peter Hiku. I would have only signed either one of Townsend and Dearden, and I would have gone out and thrown the checkbook at Kurt Capewell, who's now off to Brisbane. But I could go on and on, man. But I mean, Nick, would you have thrown the checkbook at Kurt Capewell?
No, I wouldn't have.
No.
Nah,
True.
I don't think so. I just don't see what Kurt Capewell's going to do. I mean, he's solid, but he's not that back row that I think is going to fix the issue. I think there's bigger issues in Kurt Capewell. I've been saying this for years. I don't know how many times I've got to say it. When you play Taumalolo for fucking half an hour a game and you're so worried about his long-term health, you might as well throw that season down a fucking toilet. That is just unacceptable. You're playing your best player, tonight? He played the first 16 minutes, he went off for a break and came back on with 14 to go because Newcastle were up 16-0. That was just playing stupid. I don't know if that was Todd Payton's idea via Zoom or Skype. I don't know if that was Dean Young and Steve Georgelis' idea, but that was completely stupid. And I got to say, I'm going to go on a ranting about the Cowboys, so I hope you guys have got your popcorn and your lollies and your Coke because I'm going to literally go off about this. Right, Cowboys, they were start of the year, right? 0-4. They look like a bunch of kindergarten children. They look terrible. Then they pulled off a win against the Tigers, and then they looked all right. I'm like, all right, we won a game, and then we sort of went on a bit of a run there. And, you know, there was no Tamalolo for a lot of those games, so there was no excuses regardless. And then, you know, we pretty much get to now. Well, we lose by 50. What was it? 50 against Manly, and they didn't have any Tommy Turbo. It would have been 80 plus if they had Tom. And then we had the bye, and then we played Cronulla. Yeah, there were some bad calls, but again, we played shit house the majority of that game. And then tonight, the Knights in Newcastle. I know they've had dramas with the whole friggin', you know, travel from Townsville to Newcastle and the coach Todd Payton in 14 days quarantine and he can't be there because of that. This is where your assistant coaches need to mean something. I mean, you have a look at some of the players tonight. Valentine Holmes, what a fucking lazy son of a bitch. Kyle Felt's origin form has killed his club form. David Bowen, who looks like a washed-up has-been, he looks hopeless. Then you've got the Hammer. Feel sorry for the poor bastard. Doesn't get the ball in the right time. Murray Talangi, he's been terrible the last couple of weeks. He needs to wake up to himself. Drinkwater, he looks like he's been drinking 6-year-old water out of a tap, out of a public toilet. That hasn't been used for fucking 2 years. He looks like a fucking idiot. Then you've got Tom Dearden, who looks like a fucking 18-year-old high school fucking rugby league player who's probably a fucking virgin. He looks fucking terrible. Then you've got Jordan McLean. Jordan McLean, ever since he's left Melbourne, his career's gone down fucking hill, so we should fuck him off. Reece Robson should go back to St. George. I feel sorry for the poor bastard. And then you've got Cohen Hess, used to be a fat, lazy fuck on an edge. Now he's gone to the front row, and he actually looks all right, the poor bastard. Surprised he wasn't in the Origin side, but he probably went, I don't want to fucking suffer that, the fucking depression either, because that's bad enough losing for Queensland at this current stage. Then you got the back row, Shane Wright. Shane Wright looks like a fucking idiot. He looks like a fucking guy who's got fucking backwards teeth, the fucking mutt. He looks disgusting. Mitchell Dunn, he goes out there and fixes fucking Wade Graham with his ball playing. He looks like a fucking tosser, the fucking council member looking cunt. He looks terrible. And then you've got Jason Taumalolo. He can't even get 40 minutes into a fucking game of football because they're so worried about his long-term health. What's next? You're going to give the cunt a COVID vaccine. He'll pass out in the fucking ground. He looks fucked. Taumalolo, he's gone backwards. And then the bench. Oh, let's get to the fucking bench. Jake Granville. He looks like a fucking mop head from a fucking mop from Big W. He looks fucking terrible. He looks ridiculous, Jake Granville. That old cunt should retire. Then you've got Lachlan Bird from New Zealand. All he does is big hits and fucking give away penalties. The fucking mop-looking orange cunt. He looks like fucking SpongeBob SquarePants with his big head. The fuckwit. And then you've got Francis Mollo, that fucking idiot. You know, he's going to St. George next year. You might as well get him on a fucking plane from Townsville to St. George. You know, put the cunt on a Virgin plane. Give him terrible service. Fuck Francis Mollo off. And then the last player, who was on the bench for us? What's his name? Lukey? Oh, that poor cunt. He looks like a fucking 18-year-old. He looks like an 18-year-old fucking kid going to a fucking year 12 fucking high school fucking, what do they call it? What do they call that end of the year? When they have the high school year 12 thing? Formal. He looks like an 18-year-old kid going to a fucking. He looks like an 18-year-old kid going to a fucking year 12 formal. He looks like he's fucking scared. Why the fuck's he out there? And then you got some of the backup players. I mean, Corey Jensen. He doesn't do anything but play well in Queensland Cup. The fucking poofed-looking idiot. He's fucked. And then you've got who else is there? Dejan Assi. He can't even get a game. I mean, what did he do so wrong? Dejan Assi. What did he do? What did he have sex with Todd Payton's missus or something? He can't even get a game. That poor cunt. And then you've got Connolly Lamelu, the backup centre. Mate, Connolly Lamelu, he looks like a fucking cleaner from Woolworths. He looks fucked. Honestly, the Cowboys team, it's a fucking joke. And, you know, there's a lot of good parts and negative parts about it. But at the moment, the Cowboys look like a bunch of fucking virgins. They look scared, you know. The Cowboys might go out to a nightclub in Townsville one night and they're having a good time and they look at a girl on the dance floor and they run the other way because they're scared because they're virgins. They're fucking pussies. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with them. Rant over.
Don't forget about Ruben Cotter, mate. What about Ruben Cotter? You can't leave him out.
Oh, Ruben Cotter. Mate, Ruben Cotter's got the body of Caleb Ponga. He can't go a game without getting injured. He looks fucked too. Unbelievable. Rant over. Hope you guys laughed your ass off about that because I literally couldn't hold back.
That's hilarious.
That was amazing, Nick. Holy crap. Hey, NRL bid, don't I know, mate? What do you got to say about Manly? You should do something similar. We talk about Manly now, mate. What do you reckon?
I can't say anything negative, of course, but I will say, you know, I think overall performance-wise, I think we were, you know, good. I think I was disappointed at half-time because I thought we were going to get like 40 or 50 by half-time, but anyway. But, yeah, you know, it's just a Tom Trbojevic show. Tom's just in incredible form. He's bringing so much confidence to the rest of the squad, and he's making a lot of average players like Lachlan Croker look like. Yeah, I know. And yeah, like I said, I think he's making a lot of players who look like shit this year, like Locke Croker and all that, become $1 million or something. And then, yeah, I think our forward pack's playing really well. Like Paseka's come a long way. Toa Sipley, Marty Tapau. They're all playing really well, and I think it's good to see the teams coming together. And yeah, compared to how we were at the start of the year, I think we've come a long way. So yeah, I think it's we can give competition a real shake. I reckon we can especially the Panthers and Storm. But we'll wait and see. But right now I'm pretty happy as a Manly supporter, and let's just keep it up. That's what I hope for.
You know what? I forgot to mention as well. Kalen Ponga, that milking fuck. That bastard. Did you see him tonight? 4 or 5 milks on the ground? What a pussy. Fucking pussy.
It was a massive hit. As we said pre-show, Nick, I'm really happy. I think we're all happy. Everyone is happy that Murray Tuolangi didn't get penalised for that hit he put on Kalen Ponga. Because if he got sent to the sin bin, I, like you, probably would have just put the white flag up then and there. But yeah, Kalen Ponga maybe could have gotten up. He got belted tonight a couple of times, but yeah, good. I mean, I'm not Professor X. I might be bald, but I'm not Professor X.
I'm glad he got fucking belted. I fucking wish it was harder. I really do. I wish Kalen Ponga got hit harder. I was not happy with him tonight. He did a lot of dumb things. Now everyone's like, "Oh, Nick, you're so upset because the Knights destroyed the Cowboys." I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what the score was. He was milking like a bitch. He was terrible tonight. It was just, he was fucked. I couldn't believe what I was watching. That asshole. Fucking asshole.
So credit to Newcastle, though, man. Newcastle did play really well in that first half, and they did dip away. And you look at the completions, man, we completed better than Newcastle. We missed less tackles in the end than Newcastle, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the stats ended up being even. It's just we threw away the ball, man. We weren't creative, and I don't want to say reset or anything on North Queensland, but there needs to be another game plan, because it looks like we're going in with one game plan, and if that game plan gets found out by the opposition, we've got nothing to fall back on except our kicking game on the third or fourth tackle, basically.
I hate to say this, I really do, and I don't want to say this because I know a lot of people will agree. I think 90% will agree, 10% will disagree. Val Holmes needs to get back on the fucking wing. Get on the wing.
Yeah. Class. Yeah.
Go ahead, NRL Vids.
I've had enough of him. Get him on the wing.
No, I just think he's a classy winger. Like, he's obviously playing some good footy there, probably his best footy on the wing. So I'd say maybe moving back there. I mean, they have to change something. Am I right?
Put the hammer at fullback.
You can go next.
Put the hammer at fullback. Put Talangi in the fucking centres and get Val on the wing, for fuck's sake. Or put the hammer at fullback and try Val at centre. He hasn't played centre yet. Why not try him at centre? I mean, it can't be any worse than his defensive fullback. Try him at centre for once. Why not?
Yeah, I don't know how many times he's played at centre. We got to do something different now, man. But if I can just change club, if I may, can the Raiders, man, boys, are the Raiders done for 2021?
Mate, I said they were done fucking like round 6, I think. They're fucked. They got no chance. They're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. They're fucked now.
Yeah. They're stale. Canberra stale. They're embarrassing. I think Jack Wyden's, ever since Jack Wyden won the Daily M, he's looked like a complete fuckwit on the field. The way he kicks the ball, the way he does his job, it's just not really the same he was last year in that. So, Jack Wyden's definitely suffered ever since he's won the Daily M. And who else? I thought, not Josh Hodgson, but Tom Starling's been a bit disappointing as well since his good year last year. And the whole team, it's really embarrassing because I thought we were going to be like a top 4 team, but no, they've more of a bottom 4 team when you look at it now. So, I don't know. I think Manly will smash this week without Tom Trbojevic. I don't know what you guys think, but that's what I actually reckon that will happen.
I've got some news on the Raiders. I can't confirm or anything like that, but what I can tell you is there is an 85% chance that Josh Hodgson will not be at Canberra next year. I'm pretty sure he won't. I'm pretty confident in saying that he won't be at Canberra next year. I think he'll be at a different NRL club. He doesn't want to go back to England, so apparently he'll be at a different club. And I think the Broncos will end up getting his signature. Apparently, after the Raiders game tonight against the Titans, apparently there was a fallout with Ricky Stewart and a couple of the players. Apparently, some of the players didn't listen to Ricky Stewart. All they did was leave the room and went for the showers. So I don't think Hodgson will be at Canberra next year.
I was just about to ask, do you guys think that Ricky Stewart's overcoached him now? Are they just all mentally fried, man?
I think they're a stale team. I think losing the grand final against the Roosters a couple of years ago was painful for them. And then last year when they played Melbourne in that preliminary final, that was sort of the last chance for them. And I got to say, no one's even talking about this. Losing John Bateman and Nick Kotrick have been huge losses for them.
George Williams at the start of the year as well, man.
That was a big problem, that Ricky Stewart versus George Williams. And I got to say this, ever since George Williams has left, Canberra have been fucked in the halves. They've been clueless.
They've only beaten Bulldogs and Brisbane, I think, in their last 12 starts. The Raiders are arguably the worst form team in the competition at the moment. That's crazy. I think everyone had him in the top 4, if not as premiers before kickoff, man.
I fucking had him first.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I had him as minor premiers. I fucking feel sick even saying that. Oh, here it is. Oh, God. I just found my ladder prediction for the start of the year. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. I don't even want to read it out. My ladder prediction at the start of the year will make everyone laugh, I think. Do you guys want to hear it?
Yeah, go on, man.
Yeah.
This was my ladder prediction at the start of the year. I'll go from 16 to 1. So wooden spoon, I had the West Tigers. It probably won't happen, but they're definitely in the bottom 4, so not a bad prediction. 15th place, I had the Dragons. Yeah, that's fucking terrible, that prediction right there. 14th, I had the Broncos. Pretty realistic because they're like 15, 16, so that's pretty fair, I guess. Gold Coast Titans, I had them in 13th. They're like, what are they, like 12, 11? So not that's pretty realistic as well, in a way. 12th, I had Canterbury. Jesus Christ. Fuck me. That wasn't good. I should have had them lower than that. Fuck. 11th, I had Cronulla, which is pretty realistic because, they're around that 7 to 12, so that's pretty realistic, I guess, at the moment. 10th, I had fucking Manly. God, I should have had Manly higher than 10th. I should have had them in my 8. That's pretty disappointing. 9th, I had the Warriors, which is pretty fair. I mean, the Warriors are probably going to be around 9 or fucking 8 till fucking 12 anyway, so that's fair. In the top 8, 8th, I had the Cowboys. Still possible, but not looking good at the moment. 7th, I had Parramatta. Can't see him going that low, but I think that's a decent prediction. I have him in the 8. I had Knights in 6th position, which, I mean, probably won't happen, but they could still make the 8, the Knights. 5th, I had Penrith. Don't see him falling that low, 5th. 4th, I had Melbourne, which is a little bit low because they're 1st, I think. 3rd, I had the Roosters, which isn't too bad because they're like 6, so that's whatever. 2nd, I had South Sydney, which is probably the best one I've got so far. South Sydney are 3rd, I believe. So, well, they're going to be 3rd after they win tomorrow. And 1st, I had fucking Canberra. Jesus Christ. Fuck. All right, that was my ladder at the start of the year, apparently. Now, I just went on the Fox League here on Facebook, and I just found, reported by a guy from Fox named Mark St. John, he's reporting that Valentine Holmes is apparently looking at a week suspension for that crotch tackle on Kalen Ponga with 4 minutes to go in the game. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Ponga put himself in that position, yet he's going to get charged for it.
No, it's the letter of the law.
That's soft. That's very soft.
It's soft. I agree. But I think they just need to, I don't know, make a sort of example out of Val. And yeah, I'm not surprised that he's going to miss a week, honestly. But maybe it'll do him the world of good just to have that week off and clear his mind, because he was not worth $1 million tonight. He wasn't worth 200 grand tonight, Valentine Holmes, honestly.
You watch us now. Watch us win a game without him now. He's been terrible. There's no doubt about that. But I think him being out for a week is probably a good thing.
That'd be right. That'd
I'm
be
just
bloody
trying to
right.
figure out who'll come in for Queensland now. So Ponga will be fullback. Xavier Coates will probably be on the wing with can't be Felt, can't be Val. Maltala's been denied. Probably Heimel Hunt, maybe. Corey Thompson. Heimel Hunt, I reckon. He might get a wing spot now. Gagai and actually,
Yeah, I think
unless you throw Gagai on a wing and you put the hammer in the centres with Capewell or something, I don't know. I've got no idea what they're going to do. Queensland, no idea. But I couldn't give two fucks what Queensland do. I don't support Queensland, but unbelievable. Unfucking believable. But where's the consistency with that crusher tackle when players, Ponga, my Ponga.
Completely accidental. It was completely accidental. It's a soft penalty. It's a soft call to ban Valentine Holmes for a week. But they got to make an example. They've got to be hard on it because it is the worst tackle in the game. I think some of the horizontal tackles have been a lot fucking softer this year. Blokes are only getting tipped, a meter to the horizontal, and there've been a few soft horizontal calls this year, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's been a few of them that have been pretty blah. There's no consistency with it. It's a fucking joke, let alone. Next year, lads, Magic Round. Are you boys going up to Magic Round next year?
Yeah, I'll be. Yeah, I will. I already organised tickets for next year, so I didn't go
really?
this year, but next year I'll be going for sure. I've already organised it,
Sounds
Matey,
good
I
to me.
don't know.
so I can't wait.
Don't know, mate. Flip of the coin, man. Who knows? I'd like to think I could. I mean, I'd like to get myself up to Townsville before I get to bloody Suncorp, but I mean, let's see what happens, man, for sure.
Yeah. Look, I'll definitely be there. I can guarantee that. I can definitely guarantee I'll be there. It was good this year, Magic Round. I actually had a really good time. Thought it was great. I guess the only downfall for me was when I went up to Magic Round on the way up there, I got into a car accident up in Brisbane, and then my car got rid off. So that was a shame. But I'll tell you guys a funny story about Magic Round. So before the show, me, Sam, and NRL Vidzo and Unzero were talking in the green room there, and on the way at the Magic Round, I got involved in a car accident on what was it, Turpin Street, I think it was, about 2 minutes from the Brisbane City. Car got rid off. Wasn't my fault. What happened was there was two cars in front of me. The woman, she put the brakes on, and then the other bloke in the middle ran in the back of her, and then me stuck there, nowhere to go, straight into the back of this other bloke, and then I whacked my head on the steering wheel, end up with a fucking concussion. I'm sitting on the side of the road in Brisbane, just sitting there all fucked. I didn't know what was going on. I felt fucked, and then I had a drink of water, which I shouldn't have, because when you have an accident, they tell you not to drink any water. And anyway, an ambulance came. They took me in the back of the ambulance. I was at the scene still in the back of an ambulance. They were asking me all these questions. They gave me a HIA test. I literally lied like crazy. They asked me, Nick, would you like to go back to the hospital? And I said, how long will I be there for? And they said, probably 5 to 7 hours. So I went, fuck that. And I lied to them. I lied to the fucking to the doctor's ambulance. I said, no, I'm not going back. I'm all good. And I lied to them. And then anyway, I get a lift back to the city with the fucking tow truck bloke. And then I end up getting in. So I'm in Brisbane. I'm literally in Brisbane City by 2 o'clock. I need to get to my fucking hotel. I was staying at Camp Hill, which is about 25 minutes away from Suncorp Stadium. So I'm trying to get from Brisbane City back to my hotel so I can check in at 2 o'clock. I get back to the hotel probably about 2:30 p.m. and I check in. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Next thing I know, I'm getting Uber to Uber. I don't know what's going on. My bank account's getting shorter and shorter by the minute. I end up back at the hotel, end up back at Suncorp Stadium. I sort of know what I'm doing because I'm putting bets on the footy. I'm having a multi. I know what I'm doing when I'm having a multi, as I'm pretty sure we all do. Anyway, I get to the footy. I'm watching the Knights versus Tigers game. All I remember from that game was Luke Brooks scoring the first try. After that, I don't remember fucking nothing after that game. And then I don't remember anything that happened the rest of that night. And then the Manly Broncos game was on. Tommy Turbo had a fucking day out. And all I remember was Turbo doing this, doing that. I'm going, holy fuck. Turbo's like a fucking god. I didn't know where I was. My head was still fucking spinning. I didn't know what was going on. I had a fucking concussion and I didn't even fucking go to hospital. I just lied about it and fucking got on. Had whiplash in my neck. My neck was fucked. Still is fucked to this day. It's not good. So then I end up meeting Entertain House. I think it might have been after the Manly Broncos game outside Suncorp. I think it was the Darren Lockie statue or something. I don't even fucking remember that. I really don't remember nothing. I think my brother told me about it. And then I think Friday night, I don't even know what I did. From what I was told, I was at the pub somewhere losing money on the pokies, which isn't always a good thing. And then I think Saturday was a good day because I was at the footy, but the Canberra Bulldogs game was so fucking hot. It was like 30 degrees. It was so hot. Saturday was the better day for mine at Magic Round because there was 3 games and it was a good time. I met Entertain House. I met Shut the Gates. I met a few great people. And then on the Sunday, I met Warriors NRL Fanatics, who's a very good bloke. And then I met League of Inches. You know League of Inches on Instagram? You know that fella? I met him.
Yeah.
He's a power fan. I met him. So Saturday night was fun. It was very fun. Cowboys lost, so that wasn't fun. But it was a good night. Sunday was probably a bit of a dour affair. Sunday wasn't the best. Because both games, Parramatta in New Zealand and Melbourne St. George, it was fucking hot in the sun. And then next minute, it was very, very cold from Gold Coast to Penrith. But that was good because Gold Coast got smashed, so that was always good. That was good to watch. Good watching them get fucked up. But anyway, I was getting calls back from my card because obviously it was getting rid off. And then I'm going, well, listen, I live in Lismore. I'm in Brisbane. I'm like 2.5 hours away from Lismore. How the fuck am I going to get home? So I'm literally staying at the hotel. I stay at the hotel in Camp Hill Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday morning. I didn't know where the fuck I was going. I thought I was going to be on the street at one point. And then I had about $40 left because I was short of money anyway because of the whole incident. And Ubers are not cheap in Brisbane, especially for Magic Round. And what ended up happening was I had a multi on the Eels Warriors game. I think I had Mark Masilla anytime, Gufferson, and I might have had Fergo or someone. I ended up winning about $90. And then I ended up buying a hotel, like a backpacker for $40, and I was all good. And then I got the bus home on Monday at like 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And you know what? The car accident, it's easy to say that it ruined your weekend, but the accident was obviously terrible and, you know, you don't want it to happen to anyone, but it was still a fucking great weekend regardless, even though my neck is very fucking bad. I've been to the doctor. And, yeah, it was a crazy weekend. A lot of shit happened and a lot of bad shit happened. It was a great time, but the car accident was disappointing, but very fun weekend.
Dude, that sounds like a level just below the Hangover movies, mate. Seriously, if you got on the piss or some ecstasy or something, mate, it would have been exactly like that. It would have been exactly like that.
It was an adventure. I'll tell you. XRP Bennett just read it was an adventure. I haven't really told everyone about this because I don't want everyone to feel sorry for me. But the car accident was fucked. It was.
Man, I don't feel sorry for you. You went up to Brisbane Suncorp for Magic Round. I stayed at home in the bloody 2-degree weather in Canberra. I don't feel sorry for you at all, mate. Fuck.
I gotta say that.
I reckon, if I may, I reckon the best day I've ever had at the footy was the 2017 preliminary final, and I had this massive flag for the Cowboys, and I was waving that thing around, and I clonked because it was so big. I clonked this dude in the back of the head that I met the week before, right? And I felt so bad that at halftime, I went up to the bar, got 4 beers, 2 for me, and then 1 for him and 1 for his mate. And I said, mate, I'm so sorry. That will not happen again. And then he got up 5 minutes later. He came down and gave me 2 beers. Cowboys won that preliminary final. I was pissed as. It was the best night ever. It was the sickest night ever, the 2017 preliminary, for sure.
Such a good fucking night. You know, we were given no chance as well. That was a great night.
Yeah.
Hey, NRL Vid 090. What was your greatest not at the footy? Obviously, you've been to a few Manly games. What was your favourite Manly game to attend to? And you know, what was some of the great highlights of that night?
Oh, look, there's been a couple. I mean, this year when I went to the round 5 match with Entertainer House when me and Warriors played up in Central Coast, and the whole game was like, I think it was like 12 all for like the whole second half until like 40 seconds left of the game. And yeah, just Cherry Evans getting the field goal. Seeing that, like I was right near when he got the field goal, about 7 seconds left, I think it was. And I went crazy. I was like drunk. I thought I was like drunk for a second because I was just going crazy. I was just like, I was upstairs, I was screaming, I was shouting, and so Hayden, like, he's also getting into it as well. I mean, he's not even a Manly or Warriors fan, but he was loving it, and it was a great night. I mean, after that, I had a good talk to Morgan Harper's family, like, you know, the Manly Centre. I saw him in the car park, and I just, you know, had a good couple of 5 minutes chat with him. It was very nice, and yeah, it was just a great night because that night was the night where Manly kind of had a bit of a redemption for the rest of the year. You know, that was the game where we've kind of built up ever since, and yeah, that was one of the best things I think best games I've been to. I think actually, it was great.
Yeah, bro, your vlog for that game that was outstanding. That was a great vlog. I'm just trying not to laugh in the chat. Full Power NRL game says NRL Vid 090 looks like Ruben Garrick. And Lorenzo Patterson and Full Power NRL game says I look like Aaron Woods. I mean, look, Aaron Woods has had a good year at the Sharks, and you know I don't hate Aaron Woods like other people do, but I appreciate the compliment. Who does Sam look like? Who does he look like? Who do you reckon he looks like?
Well, mate, someone who played in the 30s, probably.
You look like fucking what's his name? Sam Rapira back in the day for the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
He was a big bastard too, wasn't he, eh? He was a good player, Sam Rapira.
He was.
He was. You know who was a sick player for Canberra?
I think
Josh Miller. Josh Miller used to put in the shoulder like no one could.
He did, eh? He did.
He was sick. He was sick.
Fucking George just said you fucking look like Todd Payton.
You know what? I could do a better job coaching Cowboys than Todd Payton could at the moment. I reckon. Sign me up. I'll do it for free.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll fucking come in. I'll fucking give him a straight enough.
You'll be an assistant coach, mate, and I've got to have NRL Vids 090 with me too, mate. For sure, you'll be my assistant coach.
I'll come in.
For sure, mate.
Yeah,
the first player I'd let go, I'd walk in, you know what I'd do? I'd get the whole 30-man squad, I'd get them to sit down on their fucking chairs or whatever they're sitting on, and I would look at them all, and you know what I'd do? I'd be like, right, that left corner means that you are good to stay. That right corner means you're getting on the next trip to fucking wherever. You are gone. That's what I'd be doing. And the first player I'd get rid of, Jordan McLean. Get the fuck on that plane now. Get out. That's what I'd be saying to Jordan McLean. I'd get rid of him.
True.
But oh man, there's some good stories there. We've all had good times at the footy in the past, which is good to see. All right, I got another question. What's the worst experience you've been in the footy? What's the worst experience? Worst experience at the footy.
Just trying to think.
I'll tell you what. If you want, I'll go first.
I've got one.
I'll tell you what. Let me go first. The worst one for me, there's been a couple because I'm a Cowboys fan. The worst one for me would probably have to be 2010. I think it was round 19 or 20 or something like that. Titans versus Cowboys up at Seabar Super Stadium. that was my first ever game going to an NRL game. Titans, Cowboys. Titans were like top 4 that year. Cowboys were like 15th. The Cowboys would have won the wooden spoon that year if it wasn't for Melbourne with the Surrey Cat thing. Now, I remember the game well because Thurston and Bowen were meant to play, and they were my childhood heroes growing up, and they still are to this day. They're my favourite players of all time. Now, Thurston wasn't there because I think he had like a knee injury, but Matt Bowen was there, and I was excited. Now, I think the Gold Coast led 18-0 or something, and I was sitting there. I was really upset. And then we come back, bro. It's 18-all, and I'm getting it pumped up again. I'm getting excited. I'm going crazy. And then the Titans end up winning like 37-18 or something, and I'm going, fuck this. But that would be the worst night I've been to a game. My favourite night I've been to would have to be in 2017, round 2, when the Cowboys beat the Broncos at Suncorp Stadium in Golden Point. A Jonathan Thurston 87-minute field goal. I was at the game. I went fucking ballistic. I lost my voice. I remember the night like it was last night. It was unbelievable. So I'd say that's my best and worst. What about you, Sam? What's your best and worst?
So there was a night in Canberra where it got down to -7 degrees at 7:30 p.m. and Cowboys lost 38-12. And I think I'm 0-2 when it comes to Cogra visits, so I'm not going back to Cogra ever again, mate. But yeah, I think that -7 game was fucked. Really, that was so bitterly cold that night, man.
What about you, NRL Vid 090?
So, all right, this one was back in 2018. I went to the Manly Storm game, and at the time it was called Lottoland, and we lost the game 14 points to 13. We lost 14 points to 13. We were like really close to winning, and what happened was I was disappointed because I thought that we should have won the game. There was this controversial Curtis Scott forward pass to Stephen Avalu, and that's when I really got angry because that was not a forward. That was a forward pass from Scott to Vunivalu, and that was the difference in that game, of course, because we only lost by 1 point. But yeah, other than that, I went with my nan for that game as well, and right behind me there was this fucking Melbourne Storm fan right behind me. Look like fucking Wally from Wally the Wizard or whatever that's called from those books. Finding words. Had the glasses, yeah. It had the glasses, it had the looks of it, and every time the Storm had the boys like, go Jesse, go Sulias, go Curtis, go Billy Slater. Like, shut the fuck up, so annoying. And then one time where I think it was a fight, like Sulias Vunivalu had a fight with Matthew Wright when he was at Manly, I think in the corner, because I think what happened was Vunivalu went for the jump in the corner post. And he missed it because Matthew Wright kind of, I think, hit him in the face as he was going down. And as Vunivalu pushed Matthew Wright, I think Matthew Wright tried to rip off his I think at the time a headband, tried to rip it off him or something. Went on fight. Then that fucking Melbourne Storm guy behind me was like, "Oh, Suliasi, bash him, do it for Fiji or something." And I was like, "What the fuck is this kind of on about?" And then it was just a painful Storm fan. I mean, to be fair, all Storm fans are pretty annoying if you ask me. Just he kept talking I was like, just watch the game instead of speaking all the time. Far out. Don't have to be that annoying. I mean, everyone's trying to watch the game. Let's just stop speaking. Do
you know what, man?
But, yeah.
NRL bid, man. You know what? I went to the Raiders Storm clash earlier this year at GIO, and I had a different experience to you, man. They flogged Raiders in the end, but you could hear a pin drop. When they scored tries, it was like sitting in a Japanese or Chinese wrestling theater where they would just clap. There was almost no chanting. There was no hooray or whatever. They just were so silent and so fucking boring, the Melbourne Storm supporters. They did nothing. It's like it was foreign to them. They're all too busy worried about the AFL game that was happening on at the same time. A question, NRL bids, man. The new center of excellence, the new what do you want Lotto Land or Brookvale or whatever it will be called, Four Pines Park? Do you still want that to be expanded on? Do you still want work to be happen on their stadium? What do you reckon, man? What do you want to see happen?
Well, yeah, I think it's getting built behind like the south. That's where the Centre of Excellence is getting built on like the southern side, and I like it because I think it's going to be good for the for the club, obviously, and good facilities. And I continue with it. It's just the name as well. Four Pines Park. I mean, at first I wasn't really keen on it because I think that sounds a bit, a bit silly. But I think I'll get used to it eventually. I mean, I prefer Brookvale Oval because I think that's what it should be originally called. And I mean, everyone renounces it as Brookvale Oval. I mean, I think Four Pines could be okay over time. I think Brookvale Oval is what everyone wants, and especially Manly fans. So that's obviously everyone's preference, I think.
Can I ask another question, Nick? Right? So down here in Canberra, everyone is clamouring for GIO Stadium to have a roof built over the top of it. If not, they want Canberra Stadium to be knocked down so it becomes apartments, and then somewhere in Canberra's CBD, they're going to build a brand new stadium with another roof on top of it. I think GIO just needs to have some Glad wrap put over the top of it, and that way that'll keep all the heat in. I don't think a new stadium for Canberra is the way to go. What do you reckon, man?
I don't see any problems with Canberra Stadium or GIO Stadium. I always call it Canberra Stadium because that's what I'm used to. But if you go to Canberra Stadium, if you go there, you probably have a different opinion, like I probably do, because I haven't been to Canberra. But Canberra's always been a tough place to play. And when at night time now, it's always the gel and the wet surface you play. In the daytime, it's always going to be dry. So look, I think Canberra fans are just saying that because of Penrith. The Sharks are getting a new ground, and the Roosters are getting a new ground. They're talking about maybe Penrith as well getting knocked down. So I don't think Cameron need a new ground. I mean, if worse comes to worse, you can put a roof over it if you really have to. But I don't think they need a new stadium. That's just crazy.
What is it, the New South Wales government package? It's Penrith that are going to get a new stadium. I think Cogra, Four Pines Park, and I think they want to build a brand new stadium out in Liverpool. I think that's what's a part of the New South Wales package, man. What the hell are they going to do out at Liverpool? That'd be a fucking, it'd be a mess. It'd be a shit fight.
Just
makes
play more games at Central Coast. Play more games there. Because when the Warriors go back to New Zealand next year and they have that bubble, hopefully the virus is a bit quiet by then, Central Coast Stadium will probably get used 2 or 3 times a year. And now they're talking about this new ground at Liverpool. You don't need to waste money. I know Peter Valentine is saying he wants to have a new ground out at Liverpool and make it like Bank West. First of all, don't fucking do that because I don't want to copy a similar ground. And second of all, you don't need another ground in Sydney. You've got Central Coast is fantastic. Belmore is good. Too bad it doesn't get fucking used. There's so many grounds. Campbelltown, Leichhardt. The West Tigers don't even know what they want to do. Play Leichhardt, play Campbelltown. They don't even know which one they want to play at the majority of the time. You've got so many grounds. Allianz Stadium's back probably, next year, I believe. Cronulla's getting their new ground very soon. I don't know why Cogra would want to knock down their ground. Their ground is fantastic. I mean, the Dragons need to decide as well. Cogra, Wollongong. Cogra, Wollongong. Which one do you want? Because having both grounds is good, but you don't want to have too many grounds. I mean, you look at the Cowboys, they've only got one ground. The Broncos have got one ground. Titans, Souths only play at Stadium Australia. Manly only play Manly at Brookie, whatever. I just don't think they need to do that. I think it's crazy. They're mad. They're bloody mad.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's unnecessary, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. First of all, with Cogra, GW Oval, there's no reason why they should change anything about that. I think it's a great stadium. I've been there before. I've driven past there. I think it's all fine. I think it's, shouldn't be even considered for any sort of rebuild or change. I think that's, if you ask me, to kind of fix anything when it doesn't really need any. And just based on, like we touched on before, the a stadium in Liverpool. I mean, fuck. I mean, don't build one there. We've got plenty of good stadiums in Western Sydney. I mean, we've got plenty of that already. So I don't understand why you need one. I mean, Liverpool's more like, I don't get it. Like, what would you get out of Liverpool? I mean, seriously, I just don't get it. There's some things that I don't agree with, like in terms of the stadiums and that, the change.
I believe the Liverpool stadium is going to be for the Bulldogs if it ever does get off the ground. I think the Cogra Stadium, I think they want to do something about the parking at Cogra. I'm like you two guys. I think Netstrata Jubilee is actually a really cool stadium, actually.
Yeah,
even though 1 and 2 there. I think it's cool.
Yeah, it is.
And then Penrith, this is what grinds my gears now, is that Penrith Stadium, Bankwest, ANZ Stadium, they're all a bee's dick away from one another, and hundreds of millions of dollars can be spent so much better. I mean, Four Pines Park, Brookvale, should be right at the top of the list. Why Penrith is getting their stadium touched up first, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Manly should have had theirs touched up when they won the comp back in 2011. That's my personal opinion.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I think it's crazy. I think they have gone mad with these stadiums. They got to just relax. We've got plenty of great stadiums in the game. We don't need to be building one at fucking Liverpool. Who the fuck goes to Liverpool anyway? It's just a stupid idea. Blaney's has gone mad. Look, it's crazy. Also want to ask you guys this one as well. I want to talk about Sam Walker, the young Roosters halfback. There's been a lot of talk about Sam Walker lately, him getting hit late and all this, and the injuries he's been copping lately. Would you rest Sam Walker for the rest of the year, or would you keep playing him? Because we all know the Roosters season's probably not going to do a whole lot in the finals if they hang on to the finals, which they should. But would you guys keep playing Sam Walker, or would you just go Lachlan Lamb, Hutchison now and just leave Sam Walker to next year with Luke Keary when they get a full preseason together? What would you guys do?
Look, if I'm being honest, I feel like Lachlan Lamb and Drew Hutchison were actually the better combination than Sam Walker and Lachlan Lamb, I think, because I think they won more games, I'm pretty sure, with Lamb and Hutchison as a halves pairing before Hutchison got injured against Parramatta. I think that's what happened.
That's right.
I'd rest Sam Walker. I think Sam Walker, he's carrying a shoulder injury. I think it's kind of killing him a little bit. I think that shoulder. He's copying a lot of. Every week he gets bad and bruised, so maybe it's best for the Roosters just to rest him because you don't want to push a rookie too far, don't you? So I guess you should persist with Drew Hutchison and Lachlan Lamb until he ends. Like I said before, like a couple of minutes ago, like if the Roosters are fair dink and their year's already over, there's no point in really, going like full speed, like at the really best because there's no point really much going for them for the year. So I'd say just keep rest Walker and keep Hutchison and Lachlan Lamb as the halves for the remainder, I guess. We'll never want to bring Sam Walker back.
Right. Well, Sam Walker's just had a week or two off, and he came back and he got absolutely smashed by Justin Olam on Thursday night. I think Justin Olam would be like trying to tackle a barbed wire board. I think he is that intimidating, seriously. Sam Walker, he provided the win for the Gold Coast, over the Gold Coast. He was fantastic against the Warriors. And he's obviously only going to get better and better, but I think they're going to need him come finals time. I mean, as a Cowboys supporter, I'm not obviously well in tune with the Roosters, but from what I've seen, man, Sam Walker has proven to be the difference in more games that he's played rather than not. So he'd be sore and sorry right now. They've got the Bulldogs this Saturday night. I don't know. I guess I would pick him just for a bit more experience because they are in desperate need to get back on track, the Roosters, aren't they? So I would choose Sam Walker next week and probably would rest him for a game or two as the final series comes about.
It's hard because you don't know what the Roosters are going to do next. I mean, I wouldn't mind Sam Walker being rested for the rest of the year. Personally, I think the Roosters' year is a write-off, so I'd probably rest Sam Walker, but who knows? We just got someone joining the live stream, lads. Someone has joined us, and I'm pretty sure we all know him very well. And his name is Paddy G. He is in the house.
Boys, how are we, lads?
He's here.
Nice to meet you, Paddy G.
Nice to meet you, Sam. How are you, mate?
Very well, mate.
Oh, disappointed, mate. I feel for you.
Mate, that happened about an hour and a half ago. I'm already over it. I'm looking forward to the next round, for fuck's sake.
Mate, I'll be bragging about 66-0 for the next 3 years anyway. So, I'm not forgetting that anytime soon.
That's it.
How are you, Paddy? You good?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Just I was just
Are you
watching.
drunk yet or what?
Why watch him be a part of it?
Yeah,
why watch him be a part of it? Plus, I know Vic needed some help because he's not sucking up to Manly enough. So I thought I'd bring the 23 bias into it.
Oh, that's funny.
I praise Cherry Evans every game. I praise Turbo. I go on about Manly all the time. I mean, I don't show it, but when I'm watching the games, I do all the time. Mate. Trust me.
I may be the most biased fan of all time. I'll bring up this. In Tommy Turbo's last 200 minutes of professional rugby league football, his team is winning 140-0.
Wow.
God? Question mark?
Yeah, sure.
Too good.
Anyways.
Far too good. I'm going to make a big call here. Manly will win the premiership.
Mate, I've been saying it since October last year.
Ooh.
Been saying it in October last year.
Let's look
persuaded.
forward to round 21. Round 21, Manly versus Melbourne at 4 Pines Park. I will be on all of you Manly supporters for sure. That'll be such a good game of footy, that.
Yes.
That'll be an absolute belter.
10-year anniversary of the Battle of Brookie.
Oh, true, man.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but
It will be, yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I reckon Manly will win the comp.
Mate, they're going to
I
win
hope
the
so.
comp.
I think they're definitely a chance.
You know what? My grand final prediction will be Manly versus Penrith. Everyone's like, oh, but what about Melbourne? When they get into the finals, will they be able to handle the pressure without Cameron Smith? I don't care how good they're going in the regular season. We've all seen them dominate years before, and they've fallen off a cliff. So they are beatable. So I reckon it'll be a Manly versus Penrith grand final. Cleary will return. I can guarantee you that. He'll come back with a busted shoulder or not. He'll play in the finals. He'll play. So I'm going Manly versus Penrith grand final and Turbo to win the Clive Churchill medal.
I'd buy tickets to that. Yeah, I would.
Be a great grand final.
Oh, we just have to hope that by the time that rolls around, we're allowed 100% inside fucking ANZ or Stadium Australia. Sorry.
So.
Yeah, I know.
Someone just said in the chat, Carlos the Flea. Turbo 21 is better than Jared Hayne of 2009. What do you lads reckon?
Nah, because we got to see him do it in September. If Tommy rocks up wearing a suit in September and rips, and we make at least the GF or the prelim and only lose to Melbourne or Penrith, I reckon you can compare them then.
Yeah, fair call. That's a fair call.
Just Penrith and Melbourne statistically are like already two all-time great teams. So if you can knock one of them off.
People can call me stupid all they want, but the Melbourne Storm don't scare me. I'm not frightened of them. I'm not afraid of Melbourne. I mean, all you got to do is attack their weak side where they got Remus Smith and what's his name?
George Jennings.
Jules Jennings. Just go there all game, and you never know. You're a chance. So I think Melbourne have. I think they have periods where they are vulnerable.
Well, there you go. Because Manly scored 66 today, kept the Bulldogs to nil, sort of thing, and I don't know, a different game, but Melbourne Storm scored 66 and couldn't keep West Tigers out for less than, 4 or 3 tries sort of thing. Melbourne Storm, yeah, I sort of agree with that. Like, the Tigers still put 16 points on Melbourne Storm, didn't they?
Yeah.
Even though they put 66 on them. So, yeah, but, I mean, it's just about finding that weakness in Melbourne Storm, though, man. And I think it is George Jennings and Remus Smith. Agreed.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, we have just been joined by another guest. Another guest.
Everyone
Champ is in the house.
Yo!
Hello, boys.
We're all flying in.
Let's meet the Champa.
It's a party.
How many people can we have on here? We should get 66. Oh,
Bro, you can literally have 10 people on here.
Yes.
66 is
Hello,
a good
boys.
number. We can do
Yes.
6. We can do 6.
Champa video. Are the Tigers going to beat Souths tomorrow or what?
Mate, if the Tigers beat South tomorrow, pigs will fly. I'll say that.
What'd you say?
I will say pigs will fly if the Tigers win tomorrow. I'll say that.
Luke Brooks to score on the siren, and George Burgess to pick up the ball and run the other field and score.
They're not the ones.
You mean Tom Burgess? Although, pretty much.
You never know. George can get signed back tomorrow. Well, bring Sam in here as well. Why not? Bring Luke back.
Get them all back. Bring them back. Bring them all in. Get bloody Sam Burgess' wife to put on a jersey. Get them all out there.
Yeah, bring out the mum. Put Russell Crowe in. Russell Crowe at halfback. Let's see how well he does.
Russell Crowe up.
We're sucking Adam Reynolds. Let's see how Rusty Crowe goes. He's the one who wants Reynolds gone. Put the 7 on him. See if he can beat Brooksy.
Russell Crowe will probably run the ball more than Damien Cook does in State of Origin. He'll probably actually go for a run.
Maybe.
Oh, unbelievable.
The boys would live for Rusty, that's for sure. They go an extra 10%.
Can you imagine Rusty in the pre-talk? Oh, all right, lads. If anyone here, scores a try, they will get a 10% income, a 10% pay rise on the next pay. Everyone will just be going berserk.
Whoever plays well gets a feature in Unhinged too. How about that, boys? How about
that? George has just said in the chat, Chamber Videos, can you make a Justin Pascoe rant video? The Tigers, what's he, the CEO or something?
I won't just start with him. I would just start with anyone who is in charge of development, in charge of coaching, from CEO to all the way down. Everyone is doing a horrible, horrible job, and I can name every single one in that lineup. That can, I could be here all day if I'm talking about
Nick
the CEO
just went through the entire Cowboys squad, Champers, so you go for it, mate. You flame all of them, bro.
I couldn't hold back.
Get the team list up. Go on the NRL app. Get the team list up. You have to say a negative thing about everyone.
That's pretty much what I did, though. About the Cows.
Well, with the West Tigers, I got some people I can say good things about. Yeah. Some people I can say bad things about. I'll start with the good things. I'll start with Dane Laurie. Probably one of the best things that come out of the Tigers. Great recruitment. Great young fullback. He's always given 100%, and very rarely he makes mistakes. And the other good thing I'll say is Adam Dewey, probably one of our other better players. Really think he should be in the halves, but they want to put him in. They want to put him in center, so he's really trying his best. But now, speaking about halves,
that was quick.
Moses Membai and Luke Brooks.
Well, here we go. This will be good.
Now, I don't know if I'm blind or dumb, but whoever made the decision to take Adam Dewey out of the halves and have Moses Membai and Luke Brooks, two of the biggest failures ever coming to the West Tigers is beyond me. They are fucking horse shit. That is what they are. You have Moses Membai, who came into the West Tigers with a lot of promise. Came into the West Tigers thinking, we were all thinking he was going to make a difference. He comes into the Tigers, he does absolutely nothing. He cannot tackle, he cannot kick, cannot run the ball, and Luke Brooks is just the same. I mean, you really think Luke Brooks is going to take you into a premiership? You really think Luke Brooks is going to take you to winning a grand final? I mean, we've let go of players like James Tedesco. We've let go of players like Josh Adokar. We've let players go like Ryan Pappenhausen. But for some reason, we always thought just to keep Luke Brooks. Okay, I want to ask any one of you guys, do you see Luke Brooks winning a grand final for any team?
Never.
Super League grand final.
Nope.
I mean, I'll agree.
Is it World Cup grand final?
That's probably the only good place I see him winning a grand final. And now to our forward pack. I mean, you got some highs in Luke Garner and Luai Lua. They're all right for the Tigers. But then you go to some other players like look, James Tamau. Yeah, he's got leadership, but mate, he's old. I'm sorry, he's old. He's washed up, and I think we need new leadership from probably some younger players. I could be wrong there, but look, 66-16 is unacceptable, especially when you're 40-0 down at halftime.
Oh God, that was bad.
Champa, who are the players that are coming to West Tigers next year?
Well, from what I know, we've got Jackson Hastings. I'm pretty sure coming from Super League, so that could really he could really do some good in our halves. Now, keep forgetting the other player.
Oh,
It's like
Gildart.
Gildart, yes. Pretty sure he's a center. I may be wrong, but he'll be really good in our back line. But other than that, I don't think we've recruited that much else. We seem to be keeping the same players that we have for this year, but I don't know. I look at our lineup every week, and look, there's not really that much standouts in the Tigers. I mean, Adam Dewar and Dane Laurie, they're good, but they're still young. They haven't really molded into a superstar player like for some. Like you got Cowboys, and they've got Val Holmes and Jason Taumalolo. You got other teams like let's say like Warriors, and they got Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Who did the Tigers really have that you can say, oh yeah, that is the man, like that's the player right there. That's gonna win you a grand final. Who really is there? That's why I said there's a lot of problems in our recruitment. And that's all I've got to say.
Big ask for the Tigers tomorrow against South. Well, almost today. Look, I don't know where the Tigers. I don't know how they're going to win tomorrow. I mean, they're going to have to defend like they say tomorrow. I mean, good luck stopping Walker, Trell, Johnson, all those sort of players. Good luck. I mean, I wish them all the best. So, I mean, look, if the Rabbitohs had all their origin stars out tomorrow against the Tigers, then maybe the Tigers are a good chance. But without, the South will be too good tomorrow.
Can I ask another question, Blokes?
Right ahead.
Wayne Bennett, what do we reckon he's going to do next year?
That's a good question.
Great question. I'm just trying to think.
So is he not staying at South next year?
No, he's not coaching South.
Well, he's already said he's moving back to Queensland. So let's say Titans do shit. Let's say Titans are bad and they sack Holbrook. Does he go there? Just throwing it out there. He's going back to Queensland. He's going back to Queensland to either coach the Origin team or be involved in the Broncos or set up the expansion team. If Holbrook gets the sack because of disappointing, does he go coach the Titans? Because they could use his experience. Just throwing it out there.
I reckon he'll go back to the Broncos.
Do you reckon they'll move Kevy, or do you reckon he'll be like a head of football?
Kevy's fucked. He's gone. I can't see him lasting out the year. I really can't.
What the fuck happened to Brisbane over the past week, man? Lodge is staying, he's going, he's staying, he's gone.
Pangai as well.
Yeah, Pangai as well. Thought he was.
I reckon Wayne Bennett will go back to Brisbane. I think, there's a lot of obviously a lot of shit up there at the moment. Still, I feel like it's the best fit. I don't see Kevin Walters fixing that team.
Didn't they sack all the dudes who pissed off Wayne Bennett anyway, though, at least?
Yeah, I've got no idea, but wouldn't be shocked.
Okay. Josh would know.
Yeah, where's Josh?
Josh, give us a rundown of the Broncos. We've had Nick's Cowboys, Champers Tigers. It's time for Josh's Broncos.
Where is he? Bloody come in here, Josh. I'll send him a message. I said, you know what I'll do? I'll FaceTime him. How about I FaceTime him to come in here? Hang on.
Me and Lorenzo can't really bash our teams. We sort of just end up gargling on Tommy's balls for 2 hours.
Hang on, here we go. FaceTiming him. Let's see if we can get him up here.
Yeah, I know.
Here we go. You never know.
Good spirits right now.
Well, here he is. Oi, come to the room for about 3 minutes.
What's up?
We want to know your opinion on the Broncos. I don't think everyone can hear you that well. Come in here for 3 or 4 minutes.
I don't like this one.
All right, he's coming. All right.
This is going to be a good one.
This would be good. I don't know what he's going to say, but this would be very interesting.
I want to take these.
Here he comes. Doors open. Here he comes. The people want to know what you think about the Broncos. Here he is.
Ask the questions. I'm ready. What?
Hang on.
What's up, boys?
Hang on, I'll turn the camera. There you go. I should be better.
Well, yeah, I've got all the lads on here.
Yeah, everyone's flying in, mate.
Comes a rant. No rant. Yeah, bro.
No red. So wait, Paddy G, what was your question?
Oh, I just want to know what the fuck's going on. You can't make one question, brother. You can't. The board's fucked. He's fucked. The players are fucked. Oh, man. I feel bad for you. Would you sack Kevy for Wayne? That's a stupid question. Where do you think Wayne Bennett, if he comes back to the Broncos, will be? Do you reckon they'll sack Kevy or keep Kevy? Or do you reckon – where does Wayne Bennett fit in if he comes back?
I'd want Wayne as the coach, but I don't think it would happen. And I don't think Wayne's even coming back now anyway. I don't think Icon's going to go that direction. So with the new board and with the new staff we've hired, I guess, for next season and from now, hopefully they can clean up the place. But I think there's too much of a mess to be cleaned straight away. Speaking
of mess, I just want to ask, have you guys found a good halves pairing? I've heard you switch off halves nearly every week. What's happening there?
Well, every week they've changed up the halves they've won. So back the Broncos.
Fuck.
Legit. Every week they've changed their halves they've won.
Josh, do you think Broncos have a chance? I don't know. I think the squad we named is going to get killed. With the halves this year, I think it was like obviously Kevy wanted Milford to, try and do better, but again, we don't have a controlling seven. Obviously, Seabold bring Croft to the club, and Croft clearly isn't that player. Gamble did it right for a few weeks, and then he got exposed, and now he's kind of in the doghouse. So, no, I don't think. I think it's just going to keep changing in and out every week, just to give players some playing time for next season. But I think most of the halves that have played this year probably won't even get game time next year. So,
well, you've got Cable. Do you go and search for a new half?
I mean, our half next year is Adam Reynolds and Katoni Staggs. And I don't have a problem with Reynolds because Reynolds is one of the best kicking game, one of the best halves in the comp. But with Staggs, he's still gonna have to develop as a six. Like he's barely a six. He's more of a three. So,
any other questions?
I'll comment on Matt Lodge. What are your thoughts on that?
I think we should have kept him, to be honest. But he should have just, if he really wanted to stay, he should have just taken a pay cut. But I don't think the board wanted that extra pressure of still having Matt Lodge at the club. I love Matt Lodge. He's a great player. He's going to give you 100% every week. But again, it's just that bad publicity he gives your club. Hopefully the Warriors can get the best out of him as well.
I got one question before I let you go. Who the fuck is going to be the fullback for the Broncos next year? Is it going to be fucking Milford or who's it going to be?
I am 99.9% certain it's going to be Selwyn Cobbo.
You rate him as a
He's been good since he's debuted, man. I've liked the cut of Cobbo's jib.
He's a start. Like, even when Walsh first hit the scene in the preseason, Walsh was the best in that trial game, but right behind him was Cobber, and I thought Cobber was brilliant. He's definitely more of a fullback than a winger. Kevy's only played in wing to get him like that experience in first grade. But,
so it's the same as Charlie Staines. He's a winger, but he's a fullback, but he's playing wing.
Yeah, but with that fullback spot being open next year, I definitely think he's going to grab that spot for sure.
All right, last question. Anyone got one more last question? Or
what happened to Isaac Luke? He is.
Where the fuck is he?
He's a free agent. He's not currently signed in Brisbane right now.
But true that. Boys, I've got a famous. Thank you so much, Nick, for having me. It's really nice to meet all of you. Hope I can do this again.
All right, Sam, bro. Thanks for jumping on, bro. Really appreciate it.
Nice meeting you, Sam.
Nice meeting you guys. Adios.
See you in the next one, brother.
Damn.
There you go, Sam Revel. Make sure you guys can check him out on YouTube. It was very good to have him on as a guest. I didn't know how long he was going to be on here for, but he was on here for an hour and 30 minutes, so that's absolutely fantastic. Have a good night, Sam, and make sure you guys go and check out his YouTube channel. It's just called Sam Revel. Simple as that. So go and check him out. I will put his link in the description below. I didn't do it before the video, but I'll do that later on. Oh, shit. What else to talk about? We've got 27 people here at the moment. It's absolutely fantastic. Everyone's staying up late tonight.
How much do we have to? How much room do we have in the salary cap to get the king on?
Salary cap?
Yeah, how much room do we have in the bank account to get the king on? How much is he going to cost us?
Oh, well,
the king on here.
That's a very good question. I mean, who knows what's in the bank at the moment? Probably fuck all after the Cowboys losing the night, but probably fuck all. But
any topics we want to talk about?
Fuck, I spent too much money on the Cowboys tonight. Fucking imposters. I have to get a refund for that. What a joke. I'll be surprised, bro. If the king comes in here, he'll just go around about Mitchell Moses. That's all he'll do.
Oh, bro, did you see bloody Dino have a go at me in his latest video?
Oh, rugby league history when he had a go at you in his Eagles Panthers review.
Yeah.
That was gold.
Sorry for sticking up for your halfback. Sorry.
It is what it is. I mean, look, it's one of those things where I think it's a disagreement between you and rugby league history. I mean, that's probably for you guys to sort out. Everyone's got a different view on it, I guess. But what can you do?
I just have a personal problem with Moses just because he left the Tigers. That's just me.
Hang on, we've got someone joining, and I think it's Nathan from the Instagram.
More, baby.
Nathan.
Nathan.
Bro.
Hey, how are we?
This is essentially just a rugby coffee.
First of all, Nathan Moore. I mean,
what?
Nathan Bradu. What did you do with Nathan Moore? What the fuck's your last name? Who is that?
Nathan Brad. That's my stage name. That's my stage name.
Okay, so if you guys don't know who Nathan is, he has an Instagram page. What's your Instagram page called again? Your rugby league Instagram page?
Well, it's actually now called the Final. I think it's called the Final Siren.
Okay, the Final Siren. So guys, go and follow that on Instagram if you haven't already. This guy Nathan, he's on my my group chat on Instagram. So it's good to have him on here. He's a special guest. So I guess we'll get him on and get his opinion. Nathan
is also the man responsible for teaching Andrew Johns how to play rugby league. So, look, he did coach an Immortal. If you want some advice, he's the man to go to.
Nah. Paddy, I have to interrupt you there. I taught him something else. Yeah, I taught him that.
What?
I taught him that. No.
So, Nathan, I've just got to say, Nathan, fuck Newcastle Knights and fuck Kalen Ponga.
I knew you were going to say that when I joined in. I knew you were going to say that. No, I agree with the whole Kalen Ponga thing and that. Like, it's not, but it's to me, it's not just him. It's any other player out there as well. Like, if you dive in the milk penalties and all that kind of shit, I'm sorry, but you're ruining the integrity of the game and that shit's not on.
All right. Well, I've got a question for you because you're a Knights supporter. All right. Why is Kalen Ponga a fucking bitch?
He's not, bro. He's a fucking freak.
I want his head on a fucking plate. I am fuming with him tonight. Fucking
Why?
laying down, milking penalties.
He's up, mate. You'll be having nightmares about Kalen Ponga tonight.
Mate, Kalen Ponga is very close to the same level I have with Ash Taylor and Milford and Norman, and this is very close to bad time.
Jesus.
How about the 1 with 4 minutes to go when Val Holmes hit him in the neck? What a fucking sook.
He went off for that, bro.
What a cry. Oh, my neck. Oh, my neck.
His neck, but the ref blew the penalty before he even laid down anyway. So if he was milking it, he wouldn't have even stayed down.
It did it all game. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was disgusting.
What about the one?
Thanks, James Bond.
Should have smashed him harder. That's what I say. Murray Tulane should have put a harder hit on
Yeah,
him.
it was a clean hit, and Ponga was just rattled and winded. He never complained like a head high.
I can't believe.
Bro, if you get winded, you're fucked.
I can't believe the game stopped for like 2 minutes because Ponga got hit from Talangi and that they weren't sure whether to be a penalty or not. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, get on with the fucking game. Unbelievable.
It's better for the Cowboys, the defensive team, if the game stops.
You know what? You guys are going to laugh at me when I say this, but when Newcastle led 16-0, they scored 2 tries of kicks, and you know what? Call me stupid if you want. I thought the Cowboys weren't too bad when they were down 16-0. I thought they were playing all right. It's just that they scored, like I said, 2 tries of kicks, and then we kept dropping the ball, and we were actually defending all right for a while there, and then when Newcastle got going, that sort of just went bang, bang, and we were cooked. I thought we were okay for a while, but obviously not long enough.
You just got ponged, bro. That's what you're saying. You got ponged.
Yeah, look, I think Kalen Ponga can go. Fuck, he had a great game tonight, without a doubt. Man, the match, but his milking and his shit, that was beyond the joke. I mean, that was one. I think the Connor Watson first try where it was sort of ricocheted off a few players and Watson ended up scoring when Ponga ran through. He literally ran at one of our players and just went down like this. I'm going, you're joking.
Who do the Knights have next week?
Who the Knights play next week? I think they got the bye, don't they?
Well, yeah, we got the bye next week, and then after that we're fed to the Vultures. We're fed to the Vultures. We got Melbourne after the bye.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Melbourne.
You don't want to play Melbourne right now. The way they're going.
I would play Melbourne.
Well, Manly and Penrith would love to play them right now. Everyone else would want to avoid them. Everyone else would.
Yeah, come on, bring it on.
One thing I want to ask
versus them right now, I reckon Manly would be able to beat them. But the way they're playing.
That's the question I want to ask you guys.
Yeah.
Is Manly on the same level as Penrith and Melbourne as of right now?
Depends on what Tommy's hamstring wants
I'd
to
say
do.
so, yeah. I think those 2 sides.
Tommy's happy to decide that. He can answer that question. I think with him, yeah, they are. Maybe you could say they're in that Rabbitohs category, like just below, but those 2 teams are like they're breaking records. Like in a year where the scorelines have gone up, they're the 2 best defensive teams of the past decade.
Do you guys reckon the 6 again rule needs to go?
No.
No?
I do.
I think we're in an adjustment period where the best coaches have found their way around it and the other coaches haven't. And I think it'll even itself out.
I think it's overused.
Yeah, I would say that I feel like the 6 again rule is probably a bit overused. I think 18 tackles as a rose. You're kidding me, right? And praise to all those teams who have defended their try line with 18 tackles. I'll say that.
Well, here's the other thing about it as well. When you're defending your try line, if you give away 3 or 4 6 agains in a row, that's probably about 18 to 24 tackles straight. If you can somehow survive that, who is going to have the energy to go forward after that? It's impossible. Like, obviously, you've got to be fit, which is whatever, fair enough, but you can't possibly fucking survive. It's so hard.
The best teams have, though. But I'll say this. Last year, the 6 again rule was better than it is this year because this year the Geezers have decided to add in the if it's offside and if the marker's not square, it's also a 60 again, as well as a ruck infringement. So that's what's really sped up the game.
I reckon because of all that, it's why we're getting 50 to 60 score lines.
It's
definitely the reason. To kick in.
But how good's when we have a good game, past 2 years when we've had a good game, and when even when you watch tonight, the way Ponga moves because of the gaps and the fatigue, it's beautiful. Tommy can do what he's doing without the 60 again rule, and the best players are throbbing with the 60 again rule, and the other players aren't. It's just some players, some coaches have found their way, while T-Baz and the Doggies and Kevy's Broncos haven't.
All right, I've got a really good question here, and I want an honest answer from all of you lads. Will there be a coach sacked before the end of the season? And who?
I think one calls Madge.
Oh, okay. Madge.
I asked that question again. I cut out a bit.
Check my videos. Do you think there will be another coach sacked before the end of the year?
If I got to name a coach, it might be Kevin Walters.
Yeah.
I don't think he's lived up to what he was expected to do at the Broncos. Obviously, not take the Broncos back to top 4 glory like they were a few years ago, but just to find the footing back at the club. In fact, it seems that it's just gotten worse when he's got there. So, if I had to name someone to get sacked, I would have to go to Kevin Walters. Other than that, I don't see anyone else getting released from their jobs. What do you guys think?
I don't think anyone will get sacked. I think the only possible one is Madge. I wouldn't say Kevy because I feel like they dug their grave too big to sack Kevy because the fan uproar, even though they're losing, would be just they couldn't deal with it. They've already been in the media badly too much.
And Aaron Diggs, what about you, mate?
Let me just. Yeah, I was going to say, I think if anyone Madge closest, I think to getting the sack because the form has been actually it's not up to standard, obviously, but I don't know, it's a big call, this one, because obviously he's recently re-signed the club and that, but I reckon Ricky Stewart could be on the chopping block soon. I don't know what you guys think, but I reckon he's if the argument and the culture keeps growing, keeps getting worse, then maybe they might get rid of Ricky because that's obviously he's at the center of the there. So I reckon he's a good chance in the sack actually, but it's a big call. But I wouldn't say it's impossible to happen. Wouldn't you agree?
I'd say it is impossible to happen because I just realised I'm the one who just won't shut up. But anyway, because he's best friends with the CEO. He's gotten him to this point, and he's a club legend. I think those two things save him, at least for this year. He's got at least 18 months.
A personal friendship is really something you want to take before the culture of the club. Because the Raiders...
Ricky's dick is Raiders flex on the CEO.
Nathan, what about you, mate? Do you think any coach will get sacked before the end of the year?
Madge, Mike Maguire. I think it's just, for me, you've been in the job for 3 years, and we've seen coaches they've been in the job for 3 years, and they're gone. So I think Madge, 3 years, and a lot of Tigers fans, I could probably speak on behalf of Champa and that by saying I think a lot of Tigers fans have had enough of just the mediocrity that's been served for the past couple of years. So I think Madge will go. I think Madge is going to go.
I'll tell you who I reckon will get the sack. Now, this is going to be a bit of a surprise to a few of you guys. Might not be a big surprise, but I reckon Trent Barrett's fucked. I don't know if Trent Barrett's the right man for the Dogs. I know it's his first year in the job and the Dogs have been mediocre, but there were a lot of people at the start of the year who had high hopes on the Bulldogs. A lot of people thought they would be around maybe 11th or 12th, maybe get out of that bottom 4. And I know they've had a lot of issues this year and stuff like that with injury, and they're more of a next year team in the waiting. But with their current performances and the way they've been playing, I know they beat the Dragons the other week, which was a great effort. But is Trent Barrett really the right man for the job? I mean, is he going to be like next year when they get Addo Carr and Matt Burton? I mean, are they even going to be enough? If the Bulldogs don't make the 8 next year, or if they don't get out of the bottom 4, if they're still down the bottom, I mean, what excuse is Trent Barrett going to have with now? I mean, is he really the right man for the job?
So
if he Oh, thank you, bros. No, you go after this, but I was just going to say, if T-Baz goes, Burton backflips tomorrow, because he's literally been the one who's gone out and recruited these blokes. They've only signed because T-Baz has recruited them after he's signed. I think this year is avoid the spoon. Even if you get the spoon, he's safe. Next year, they have to at least avoid the bottom 4.
I agree.
And then you build to the 8 next year, because your halves and your back line won't go anywhere. Because as much as we want to go about Turbo and Saab and Garrick and Ches today, Manly's middles literally committed a manslaughter. Thompson was when I call him another player trash, they're a million times better than anyone. But Thompson's first contact was nowhere. Josh Jackson looks like, I don't want to say, but he maybe passed it.
Yeah, he is.
They're gone in the middle. You can't do anything if you don't win the middle. And Manly don't even have the best 4-pack. But anyway, Champa can go now. I'm sick of ranting.
So, all right. So you say you're in Trent Barrett's position, right? You've just got smashed 66-0. What do you say to your Bulldogs after that match? Because you're the coach, all right? You're leading the side. What do you say to the Bulldogs after watching that performance?
I'd tell them to have a good look in the mirror. I'd tell them to have a good look in the mirror and shame yourselves. I mean, you can't tell me that you'd approach a game. To lose by 66 points is a lie, and obviously, when you lose by that much, there's a problem of attitude. There's a problem, just how you go into the game. It's a player's fault. I think the players, I don't know. I think Trent Barrett, he's obviously good at recruiting and all that, but I feel like that he had what it takes as a head coach, because back in 2018, that Manly, it didn't work out. He proved he's a shit coach. I don't rate him at all. I feel like that he doesn't really have the playing group. He's not like a coach. I don't think he's like a coach. Like he doesn't have to about him. You look at coaches as Bellamy. They all have that sort of hardness about him. It's a bit too soft. He acts like he wants to be friends with all the Bulldogs players. You can't do that, honestly.
Yeah.
I said it before the year while Nathan tries to be homeless inside a house with his box. But I said before the year, what the Bulldogs have is they've always shown resilience and defense. They would lose like 18-10 or 16-8 or 12-8. They've brought in an attack-minded coach who, with his weapons at his disposal, he doesn't have Cleary or Tom or Cherry or Lua like he's done in the past. He's got Kyle Flanagan in next to, Matt Dory and people like that. So it's just, I think, I don't know, the Doggies are a mess. I picked them to come 12th. I said they'd still struggle, but
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, with the Dogs, look, today they were embarrassing against Manly. They were shocking. They didn't show anything. Look, their 4-pack was pretty bad. Luke Thompson didn't have the best game, but I've got to say, from the start of the year to now, he's probably been their best bloody player compared to everyone else they've had. I mean, Dylan Napa's completely gone backwards. Hetherington can't stay on the field. I think this is a new record for Hetherington, staying on the field without getting suspended. And, Adam Elliott goes hard, I reckon, but he's out for the rest of the year now. And Josh Jackson, I've been saying this for years. I said his days in the back row are numbered. He's gone to lock. I think he's gotten slower, so I don't know where Josh Jackson goes. Maybe he's better off coming off the bench. Who else have I got there? Matt Dory, I don't even know. He's shit. He's a nobody. I think the Bulldogs should go after Pangai Jr. They really should look at him.
They have. They've offered him.
I need to get
They've offered him media, obviously. So I'll do 750K.
I like the Dogs. I want the Dogs to do well because when the Bulldogs are doing well, the competition's doing better. Look, growing up as a kid, the Bulldogs were always a consistent finals team. So, as a kid, that 2009 season, they finished top 2. 2010, I think they were very good as well. I can't remember 2010 that well. And 2012, 2014, they were there. 13, they were in the finals. 15, 16, 17, So growing up as a young fella, the Dogs were always a very good side. And defensively, they were hard to contain. Like you said, they would lose like 18-10 or, a 12-8 sort of game. But it's been disappointing for them for a couple of years. It's pretty weird for me to see them going so shit. Growing up as a kid, I was used to seeing the Titans and the Eels down there. But now it's obviously a little bit different. So hopefully the Bulldogs can pull the finger out of their ass and start to play better. Just so you guys know, I will be ending the live stream in about 9 minutes' time because it'll be right on 2 hours. That's how long I want to do this show for. But, the Dogs don't know where they go from here. They've got a few issues. And I think recruitment – I think next year the Bulldogs will have a decent backline. They'll have Kotrick, Addo Carr, Corey Allen will be back. They'll have a few better players. Naden as well. So – who knows how they'll go next year. But, lads, I've got to ask you a question. Who do you think's been the most surprising team of the year?
Manly. I honestly tip Manly to be bottom 2, and they've surprised me.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. What about you, Paddy?
I had Cronulla, I think, in my bottom 4. And not only has their roster probably not as well because of injuries and players not performing, they also sacked their coach, and they're still 8th. And I think a lot of people are tipping them to come in the 8 at the end of the year. And I thought a couple of games after Morris got sacked that they were Bulldogs, Broncos level, and they've gone, listen here, Paddy, you're a dumbass, and we're going to start winning some games now just because you finally made that remark. So I think I go the Sharks because with Manly, I said it, not to brag, but I'm about to. I said don't judge until Tom comes back. And with Tom, we're a top 4 team. I tipped us to come 7th, and without him, we're a bottom 4 team. But I backed Tommy to be injury-free.
Yeah,
so
fair enough.
I say Manly and suck them off because I said they'd be like this. But I go Sharks.
All right, so Paddy G's got Sharks. Chamber Videos has gone with Manly as the most surprising team. NRL Vid 090. Who do you think is the most surprising team of the year so far?
I think Dragons fine because at the start of the year I had Dragons in that 12th position, I think, before we started, and I don't know. I didn't really rate them. I think that at the start of the year their squad was pretty mixed because they didn't really have the back line. I thought at the start. McInnes was gone. Their best player pretty much was gone at the start of the year, which I thought, with him gone, make them worse. No, they proved me wrong. I think Andrew McCullough's done a pretty good job ever since he's been bought as a hooker. Ben Hunt's taking his game to another level. Duffy's been playing good, even though he's not wanted next year. And plus, it's just the young players. I think the young players really stood up. Guys like Jackson Ford, Blake Laurie, all those sort of players have all done pretty well, I think. So, I'm pretty surprised Dragons are actually at 7th place. I expect them to be out 68 this time right now. I'm not surprised at Manly because I think Manly, we all know what Manly can do with Turbo and just everyone.
Yeah.
Obviously, the finals team clearly when they're strengths. So, I wasn't surprised about that. But, yeah, like I said, Dragons are the most surprising.
Without a doubt. Nathan, mate, who do you think is the most surprising team of the year so far, in your opinion?
I've actually got 2 teams. First one, Dragons, St. George, going into the year. Bottom 2, I thought they're going to, fall flat on their ass and all that kind of stuff. But the only glimmer that I've got was Anthony Griffin. I always held Anthony Griffin highly. And just this season has proven it. for me, this season has proven it. You got players out there like Cody Ramsey's and that doing well, and now they've got Jack DeBellum back. I think the Dragons are just going to go up there, especially in the forward pack and that. And the other team I've got is Cowboys.
Yeah, okay. Cowboys. Fair enough. Yeah, all right.
Going into it, they were, as same with the Dragons, going into it, like Cowboys were not expected to go as well. And they started off the year not as good in that. But here they are now. They're just nearly outside the top 8 and everything like that. And I've got them in my top 8. So...
Okay.
And you got players like Scott Drinkwater in the halves that are just killing it. And you've got the Hammer, and you got Valentine Holmes adding some experience in there, and all that. And just, I think the combination going forward when Townsend does arrive at the at the Cowboys and that.
Yep.
I think they'll definitely be haunting some teams next year. They'll haunt some teams.
Yeah, they might. It's hard to say, but look, I agree. Look, Dragons and Cowboys have both been a little bit surprising. Look, for me, I think the Dragons, without a doubt. I think Anthony Griffin would be Coach of the Year if it's finals or next week. I think he's done a remarkable job. At the start of the year, mate. Griffin copped it when they let go of McGuinness, and he's done his ACL. He's going to Cronulla, and then they questioned McCulloch, and then they questioned Ben Hunt, and all these players. Lomax has been out for a while, injured. Maguire and Tyra Fumano were out. Now they're all back. The Bellon's back, mate. If the Dragons play a elimination final tomorrow against the Roosters, I think the Dragons would beat them because how the Roosters currently are. And, I think it's on the back of Jack Bird as well. He's been playing some really good footy, Jack Bird. 2 ACLs is very hard to come back from. And we all saw last night that grubber kick he did to score that try to, make it a one-try game was a huge risk, and it paid off. And that's what the big players do. They step up and they deliver. And I think the Dragons are the most surprising team of the year so far. But you could argue a few other sides. But, look, it'll be interesting to see how the Dragons go if they hang on to the finals. I think they're probably trying to get away from that lob jam from 7 to 13. They're trying to get away from it, but I think the win over the Warriors last night was very, very important. But to be fair, they haven't been playing that well. They come back from Canberra. They come back down to 12 against Canberra, and they come back and they stole that victory. And then last night against the Warriors, Friday night now, down 12 points again with about 20 to go, and they came back and stole that game. And, Zach Lomax has been a huge out for the Dragons. And when he comes back, they're going to be a better team, and they're going to have more points in them. And Ravalala's been out suspended a lot with a shoulder charge, and they've had a lot of shit go on. And they've told Norman and Matt Duffy to basically get fucked for next year. So a lot of shit has gone on there, and they've done very well. I've got to say, I was just looking at the draw. The Dragons' next game's against Manly in 2 weeks' time on a Friday night. That'll be a fucking cracker. Can't wait for that. I cannot wait. That'll be the game of the round for round 18. I can guarantee you that. But
we'll lose. Our bogey team. No Tom, no Chase, no Jake. No Schuster, no Alloway.
Probably back by then.
If they back up from Origin, that's the real question.
Schuster. Paddy Schuster will be back by then. He's back by around 18, so he could be fine.
Well, Curtis Stewart has been a few weeks away for about 17 weeks, so the Manly physio is lying to me.
Syrian's dead, I think. No, I think Syrian's actually dead.
Mike's fine in tomorrow, get in the car. Locked down. This is a conspiracy. Curtis Stewart died and we don't know. The Tigers have put a hit on him. Someone's put a hit on him, Curtis Stewart.
Yeah.
Where is Ciro? Get him out there. Come on. Where are you, Ciro? Get Ciro out there. Where is he? I've been looking for him all year. Where is the bloody bastard? Get him out there. All right. Well, guys, that might just about wrap things up. It's 12:32 a.m. We've almost been going for 2 hours. First things first, I want to thank Sam Rebel and NRL Vid 090 for being on here tonight. Sam Rebel had to go early, so Appreciate him coming on. Thanks to NRL Vid 090 for being on for the entire show, mate. Thanks for jumping on tonight. It's much appreciated. Also, I want to thank Paddy G for jumping on out of nowhere, which is always a good surprise. So thanks for jumping on, brother. And also a big thank you to Champa Videos. Go and check him out on YouTube, along with Paddy G and Sam Rebel on NRL Vid 090. And go and follow Nathan on Instagram as well. Once the video is done, I'll put a link in the description of everything in below. But guys, that's been it for episode 1 of the Nick from Australia late night footy show, the official show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and
Thank you.
fantastic night, lads. See you guys later on. See you later, lad.